In a small village of Italy at the dawn of the 20th century, a humble girl's heart burned with an unshakable faith and purity. Maria Goretti's life, though tragically short, would shine as a beacon of hope, courage, and forgiveness for generations to come. Her story is not just one of suffering, but of triumph, a testament to the power of grace even in the face of darkness. Join us as we walk alongside this young saint, whose strength and innocence changed the world forever. Chapter 1. A Childhood of Faith and Simplicity. Maria Goretti was born in 1890 in the quiet, rolling hills of Coronaldo, a small village nestled in the heart of Italy. From the very beginning, her life was marked by the simple rhythms of rural existence. Days filled with the warmth of family, the labor of the fields, and the soft whisper of prayers carried on the breeze. Her parents, humble farmers, lived modestly but with a steadfast commitment to faith and virtue, values they lovingly passed on to their children. Maria was the third of 7 siblings, yet even in a large family, her gentle nature and glowing spirit stood apart. She learned early on the importance of hard work, waking before dawn to help tend the garden, feed the animals, and assist her mother with household chores. But her strength lay not just in her hands, but in her heart, a heart full of innocence, hope, and an unshakable trust in God. Though poverty cast long shadows over her childhood, Maria never allowed it to dull her spirit. Instead, she found joy in the simplest of things: the bright bloom of a wildflower, the warmth of the sun on her face, the quiet comfort of evening prayers beside her mother. She was known among neighbors for her kindness and humility, a beacon of light in a world often marked by hardship. What truly set Maria apart, however, was her remarkable purity, not only of body but of soul. From a young age, she understood the sacredness of life and the precious gift of chastity. She embraced the teachings of the Church with a maturity beyond her years, seeing in them a path not only to holiness but to true freedom. Her faith was her shield and sword. As challenges arose, poverty, loss, and the harsh realities of rural life, Maria's prayers grew stronger, her devotion deeper. She took refuge in the sacraments, especially the Eucharist, which she longed to receive as a source of strength and grace. Her innocence was not fragile. It was fortified by the fire of love and a desire to remain pure in heart and spirit. This childhood of faith and simplicity was the soil from which the saint would grow. Little did the world know, the trials ahead would test Maria's courage and sanctity in ways unimaginable. But even in the quiet fields of Coronaldo, the seeds of holiness were already taking root, destined to bloom into a legacy that would inspire millions. Chapter 2. The Trials of Innocence. As Maria Goretti blossomed into adolescence, her life remained intertwined with faith, family, and the humble work that filled each day. But darkness lurked nearby, a test that would push her purity and courage to the very limits. At just 11 years old, Maria faced a moment that would forever mark her soul and the history of sainthood. The farm where Maria and her family lived was also home to a man named Alessandro Serenelli, a troubled youth whose path had already begun to stray from the light. His heart was clouded by anger and desire, and his presence cast a shadow over the young girl's peaceful world. Alessandro's intentions toward Maria were sinister, but her steadfast faith made her a fortress no evil could breach. One fateful afternoon, when the fields lay silent under the summer sun, Alessandro confronted Maria with demands that tested the very essence of her being. Despite fear and the threat of violence, Maria stood firm, refusing to surrender her virtue. Her words echoed with a strength far beyond her years. She would rather die than betray her faith and purity. Alessandro's rage broke free in a violent act that would claim Maria's life, but not her spirit. She was gravely wounded, yet even in her final hours, her heart overflowed with forgiveness. Her last words were a prayer, a plea for Alessandro's soul, not vengeance or hatred. "I forgive him, and I want him with me in heaven," she whispered, embodying a grace that few could ever comprehend. Maria's martyrdom shocked the village and stirred the hearts of all who heard her story. Her family mourned deeply, but her faith lived on, shining brighter than ever. The miracle that followed her death was a testament to the power of her innocence and the divine love that had carried her through suffering. Alessandro, haunted by guilt and suffering from mysterious illnesses, eventually repented. His transformation, from a man consumed by sin to one seeking forgiveness, was seen as a miracle itself, a testament to Maria's merciful spirit reaching beyond death. This chapter of Maria's life reveals not just the cruelty she endured, but the extraordinary strength born of faith and purity. Her story challenges us to believe in the power of forgiveness, even in the darkest moments, and to see how grace can transform even the hardest hearts. Chapter 3: A Legacy of Forgiveness and Holiness. The death of Maria Goretti was not an end, but a beginning, a spark that ignited a powerful legacy of faith, forgiveness, and holiness that continues to inspire millions around the world. Her story spread far beyond the quiet fields of Coronaldo, touching hearts and awakening a deeper understanding of what it means to live a life devoted to God. In the years following her martyrdom, Maria's family remained steadfast in their faith, sharing the tale of her courage and mercy with all who would listen. The villagers remembered her not just as a victim, but as a shining example of purity and love. Pilgrims began to visit her resting place, drawn by the miraculous signs that accompanied her tomb: healings, answered prayers, and a profound sense of peace. Maria's path to sainthood was marked by extraordinary events that captured the attention of the church and the faithful alike. Witnesses recounted visions of Maria appearing to Alessandro in moments of spiritual crisis, urging him to seek forgiveness and conversion. These appearances strengthened the resolve of many and became a symbol of divine mercy in action. The Church formally recognized Maria Goretti's sanctity in 1950, declaring her one of the youngest female saints and a powerful intercessor for purity and forgiveness. Her feast day, celebrated every year on July 6th, invites believers to reflect on her unwavering faith and the courage it took to defend her soul. Maria's life reminds us that holiness is not reserved for the mighty or the learned, but is accessible to all who choose to walk the path of virtue, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Her willingness to forgive her attacker challenges us to embody mercy in our own lives, a radical act of love that can transform even the darkest situations. Her story transcends time and place, calling each generation to live with purity of heart, strength of spirit, and an unyielding commitment to God's grace. Through her legacy, Maria Goretti remains a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of innocence, faith, and forgiveness that conquers all. Chapter 4: Miracles and the Path to Sainthood. After Maria Goretti's death, the world witnessed signs that her spirit had transcended mortal pain, reaching into the hearts of the faithful with a divine presence. The miracles attributed to her intercession confirmed her place among the saints, elevating her story from a local tragedy to a global symbol of holiness and grace. Among the most remarkable was the transformation of Alessandro Serenelli, her attacker. After enduring years of guilt and illness, Alessandro experienced a profound conversion during a pilgrimage to Maria's tomb. He publicly confessed his sins and spent the rest of his life devoted to prayer and penance, living as a lay brother in a monastery. His repentance became a living testament to the power of Maria's forgiveness, a miracle that shook the hearts of many. Miracles of healing and protection followed, as people who prayed to Saint Maria Goretti reported extraordinary recoveries from illness and comfort in times of despair. These stories spread quickly, drawing pilgrims from near and far to her shrine in Nettuno, where her body was eventually enshrined. The Church investigated these miracles with great care, recognizing them as signs of her heavenly intercession. In 1947, Pope Pius XII beatified Maria Goretti, praising her for her purity, courage, and merciful spirit. 3 years later, in 1950, she was canonized as a saint, one of the youngest in the history of the Catholic Church. Her canonization ceremony was a profound moment, celebrated worldwide as a triumph of innocence and faith. Today, Saint Maria Goretti is venerated as the patroness of youth, purity, and forgiveness. Her story continues to inspire people to embrace virtue and to forgive those who wrong them, no matter the cost. Her life challenges us to hold fast to our beliefs, to stand firm against temptation, and to extend mercy even when it seems impossible. Through her miracles and her enduring example, Maria Goretti's light shines brightly, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, faith and forgiveness have the power to bring salvation and hope to the world. Thank you for joining this journey through the remarkable life of Saint Maria Goretti, a shining example of faith, courage, and forgiveness. May her story inspire you to hold firm to your values, embrace mercy, and find strength in even the hardest trials. Remember, true holiness comes from the heart, and through faith, anything is possible. Until next time, stay hopeful and steadfast in your journey.